Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play. So this episode, I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do. I know I want to put the windmill out here. I've been thinking a lot about that. Definitely going to have this entire area as a, different types of fields maybe just wheat. I'm not really sure. I do know I'm gonna have to terraform quite a bit of it. The actual windmill, what I want to do is put actual villagers inside the windmill that produce crops, so you can go up to the windmill and just all the food will be inside there, and the fields are just really for show, to be honest, or useful until we get the villagers. So I'm going to be working on that. Also want to talk about future base location that I picked out. So a while back, right after I got my Elytra, I was out exploring looking for an area for a future base, because once we outgrow the one we're at, we're gonna expand and make a little, almost like a little town. So I kind of wanna showcase the area that I found, because I think it looks really good. So as you can see, it's pretty much just a valley surrounded by mountains on all sides. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful out here. So I think this would be a really good spot to put a base. So this is about 6,000 blocks away from spawn. And yeah, the terrain is just amazing out here. We have some cherry trees, a few mountains, a big forest. So what I would like to do is have little terraced areas along here and be able to put different builds on it, and maybe a little path through here and steps up against each of the terraced areas. I have quite a few plans for the builds that I want to do for the base. The main building, and the building that we're going to start building whenever we do eventually move over here, is going to be a bank, and on the ground floor it will have a villager trading hall, and the villagers will be essentially, it'll be made to look like the villagers are bank tellers, and I think that would look good. And the bottom will be a big vault with our storage room in there. And I want the storage to be automatically sorted and all that. I'd like it to be pretty fancy. As of right now, I haven't really started planning out exactly how it's going to look on a build world or anything, and I do want to do that. But right now, I just have ideas. So I do think the starter base is still going to be somewhat useful. It's just a really good location in proximity to spawn. So it'll kind of be our home away from home, if you will. And I do plan on having some farms here. Obviously, the wheat farm, windmill that we're about to build, as well as a few others. So it still will be useful, but once we do move, we won't be here as often. So what I'm going to do over here is, this terrain just kind of slopes down and then falls off. What I want to do is have it slope more into over here, as well as this side flow better and have less jagged areas like this. So it looks more like a plains, like a rolling hills instead of such high spots. So I'm gonna get to digging this out, and we'll see what we can come up with. So I've been building away, and this is what I've done. So as you can see, I smoothed it out quite a bit. I still gotta let the grass grow up the hill and replant some seeds in places that won't have farmland. But overall, I like how it turned out. Um, I haven't done the backside yet, and I don't plan on doing that tonight, but I will do it eventually. Or at the very least, put a wall. But whatever I do, I'll make it look nice. But yeah, so I'm really happy with that. I might add some slabs through here, here and there, and try to kind of slope it a little more. But overall, I think it turned out really nice, and I blended it into the hillside really well, and it just kind of transitions into the natural terrain, I think, in a really smooth way. So, but yeah, there's one big area right here. I think this is going to be where I put the windmill. It's easier to visualize it on the map. So I think this area right here will be the windmill. I'm not sure how big I'm going to make it yet, but this area right here will be the windmill, and I think probably a couple of steps down and maybe even a couple of steps up, there's going to be quite a bit of farmland over here. And I do want a nice path that continues off of the path I already have to come up through here to the windmill. And maybe even eventually branch out in other areas too. But that's for the future. Anywho, I think that's all I'm gonna be doing for now. When I get on later tomorrow, I think what I'll do is start building that windmill. I actually, right here, I got quite a few logs from Denise's wood windmill. It looks like she restocked all of it, so that was pretty sweet. So once I have a good design in mind, I'll start building. So I was browsing some mods. I might have gotten a little ahead of myself, but you know what? The game feels much more immersive now. And I like it personally, so I'm gonna keep it. The camera does move side to side. I've turned it down quite a bit. Okay, so I've designed the windmill. I've also added a few, well, more than a few mods. So it might be a little jarring since they're kind of being added halfway through the episode, but for me it's halfway through the weekend now, so I have a little recording of me kind of exploring the mods and exploring a few bases. It's something I've never really seen done on YouTube, but I don't really guess there's much of a point for it most of the time, so I think it might be interesting. I watched through some of it and it was fun to watch, so I think I'll upload that. So now that I have a design for the windmill, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use light manica and place it where I want it to be, and then I'll gather the materials and build it. I just did something really stupid. So it was I was mining quartz for some redstone components, and I AFK'd in the nether for a minute, which was really dumb, and Pigman killed me. I gave my coordinates to someone for them to find my stuff, and I figured out that Journey Map has a bug. Alright, so we're sort of starting from nothing. I was given a donation by Anthony. He didn't have to, but he did give me a stack of diamonds, and I'll take it. I lost 2 stacks, so I don't even know if I went over that I had 2 stacks, to be honest. I did quite the mining trip, and I got 2 stacks. I went to the shop and bought quite a bit of blocks of iron, with the 2 stacks of diamonds, but partially for the materials for the windmill that I'm going to build, which I'll show the placement. There it goes. But we do not have a lot of the materials now, but I'm not worried about building stuff whenever I don't even have tools. So we're gonna go get some tools, and it should be like 3 seconds for y'all and a few hours for me, and I'll get them all enchanted and get an elytra and, you know, all the good stuff. So anywho, I'll be back whenever I'm kitted out again. So I finally got all my tools back. I actually ended up with better gear because of it. I don't have efficiency 5 yet, but you know, I'll do without for a little bit. I was gonna just enchant a pick and combine them, but I kept getting silk touch, and I didn't want to just waste one. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this windmill, as you can see. And yeah, I think I'll do a little time lapse of that. Alright, so here's what we got with the windmill. I think it looks really good. It does look weird with all this this land around here being flat, but or empty, not flat. But we're about to fix that. So I think a good idea would be to go to spawn and see what they did there, and just get a little bit of inspiration off of that, because I know there's quite a few big farms over here, and just get some ideas. So I really like how they have the wall splitting them up like this. I don't think I'll have mine this detailed, or maybe not even this tall, but I'm definitely gonna have some brick walls in there. So yeah, I think I'll do some type of stone wall, and then we'll have us some crop farms. So I'm thinking maybe we'll have a wall around the backside of this to kind of just yard it off, if you will. And then we're gonna kind of go up this hillside with the wall as well, kind of to show where we want it to end, and also to mob proof it. And then we'll go through here and put a bunch of fields in. This isn't all going to be filled. I'm sure I'll have a couple of other builds over here, but I think a considerable portion of it will be, at least over on this side. Maybe it'll be easier to show on the map. I think around here is all going to be filled. Right here, I might put a different build. I really am in dire need of a storage solution, so I think maybe we'll put something like that here. So I think that'll look pretty good, and that actually makes the cart make a lot more sense now. It's like I'm coming over here harvesting the fields and loading it up on the cart to pull over here. I guess it would make a lot of sense if I had a stable for horses, even if I'm not going to use them. So maybe we'll eventually put in a stable over here as well. I think it would make a lot of sense, and it was something I was planning on doing anyway. So right now we just have this barrel, but eventually I want to drag out the hopper line and put a little like stable here for all the resources it's producing. It's just a little bit of passive resources. We don't need anything crazy. This isn't a hardcore series where we need 100,000 items every hour. We're just kind of playing some chilled out Minecraft. That's the goal. The storage situation in here is definitely a mess, but we'll get that sorted out soon enough. Alright, let me figure out exactly how I want to do this, and I'll be back whenever I find something that looks better than this. Alright, I think we're gonna go with something like this. I'm not sure it's exactly the aesthetic that I want to go for, and it's very possible that I tear it down in the future, but I'm not trying to spend 3 hours on a wall design, so I'm just gonna throw something down and see if I like it, and if not, then I will spend 3 hours on it. We'll find out. Alright, well, this is what we ended up with. I actually ran out of seeds, which is surprising because I had almost like about 15 stacks, I think, but we covered up the water with a slab, and I used the moss blocks, but they don't really blend in, so I might come back with some like brown carpet, or I might not worry about it, 'cause once the wheat grows up you probably won't be able to see it anyways. So anywho, this is I think that's gonna do it for the episode. I like how this turned out. It's gonna look a lot better once it actually once the wheat actually grows, but that's where we're at right now. Let's go let's take a look on free cam real quick. So this is the actual farm, and you can see I left this spot empty. I want to put a little hut here. Maybe I'll clear out a bigger spot for it. I'm not sure yet, but I want the farm to kind of wrap around it. Around the back side, I'll probably just put some crates and stuff, maybe some hay bales, stuff like that. And obviously we have not yet got the villager into the windmill yet. But that's where we're at right now. I think that's a good area to wrap up this episode. It's probably going to be a little too long. I've been shooting for 20 to 25 minutes. This is probably going to go over, but oh well. I'm not done with this path yet. I still have to do it, but we'll save that for next episode, like I said. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more content like it, then you should hit that subscribe button. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to say, just leave it in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.